Hey y'all.
Welcome to Rum Punch and Beignets with your favorite teedies, TDB and
TD We're here to give you our unfiltered opinions on current events and everyday life.
So sit back, relax with your favorite drink as we give you this TD realness.
Hey guys, it's TD and
TDB.
Welcome to a brand new episode of
Rum Punch and Beignets podcast.
Brought to you by Boo Crew Media. Check out our exclusive content and episodes of our brother and sister podcast on Boo Crew with a K media.com. So today we're going to get into self-sabotaging.
Oh, Lord knows. I am the sabotage queen, okay?
We're going to get into that, and we're going to talk about exactly what does self-sabotaging means, what are things people do to self-sabotage, and some tools to combat such self-sabotaging.
Yes.
So we're going to get into, first we're going to start is what exactly is self-sabotaging? It's basically behavior that's said to be self-sabotaging when it creates problems in your daily life or interferes with long-standing goals. The biggest example, sometimes we're on our phones too much. I'm guilty of that. My screen time, my screen report be calling me the fuck out.
It be like, bitch, I'm on my phone right now.
It be like, bitch. Exactly. It's like, bitch, your screen report, your screen time went on 27%. Bitch, I know I was at home. I know. When I should be doing shit for the show, I be like, in my brain, I'd be like, it'll click and be like, okay, you gotta do XYZ for the show after I be done talk to B, and then I end up doing some other shit, fucking around on my phone.
Same.
And we as a technological society, we get too caught up in being connected, and we don't get things done that need to be done, or either improve upon things that we said we was going to improve upon, or create something meaningful. And I know I'm guilty of this shit because I be doing it. I just told y'all I be doing it. In fine tuning things that need to be done, not only for our show. And shout out to us because we be getting shit done.
We still be getting shit done, girl.
Yeah, be bullshit around. I don't know
how the hell we do it, but baby, we do it.
Man, listen. Or when I'm supposed to be doing, okay, y'all, y'all know I'm a teacher. So I have to do lesson plans. And doing my lesson plans, I ain't gonna lie, I do be bullshitting around, but the kids be learning. And, I be getting the results that I want to get. But, there's a lot of other shit I could be doing. Like, working on, manuscripts or helping other people with stuff creative tasks that they may need help with that I'm good at, that they may not be the best at.
Right.
It's a lot of shit I could be doing, and I just be fucking around, and I be sabotaging, self-sabotage, because you be knowing better.
Right. And you know what I also noticed, like when you are good at something, like when you're naturally good at something, that's kind of when you be sabotaging yourself the most, because you be like, I can get this done whenever the fuck I want to, however, whenever, and I'm gonna do good. And for you, that's doing the average, and to everybody else, it's like,
that's
girl,
exceptional.
You did that, and I'm like, girl, I really could have done better, but okay, if that's what you want to say,
bitch, that's what you saw. Because shout out to Jade. Jade be listening to the show when our other favorite listener. Shout out to Jade. Jade be gassing me up. B be gassing me up sometimes, and I be like, I really just did this shit. Like, it ain't really my best shit. And then that's the bad part, because it's like, that you can do it. You got the talent to do it. And I think I didn't realize that shit, I was self-sabotaging as a child because I was buku smart. I made honor roll like for years at a time. And like, I think I would either talk too much in class. Hello.
Right.
Or, I'd be drawing to some shit because I used to be really good at like art. And like, I'd be doodling some shit just because I'm bored. Like, I know how to do the work. I'm just not interested in doing the work. Like, I'm not interested in applying myself. Right. I did that. And then that kind of translated to being in college, a young adult, when like, I hate to even confess I used to do this, but like, sometimes when you're a young college student and your parents you didn't come from money, you got to get your hustle on. So like, I was doing hair out the dorm room, which is you can't do, you're not supposed to do. I was doing that shit, burning CDs, not waxing, arching eyebrows,
right?
Because I could do it. Helping people do their homework because I could.
You were just finding any way you can make money, which is
that's normal. When even though I had student. Like a work study job, like I wasn't getting paid enough for the bullshit I had to deal with, but still, like I knew I was good at shit, so like I was making money off of which now translates to like hustle culture,
right?
So like I was the frat boys in my classes, especially like sociology and history. They didn't want to do their fucking work, so they'd be like, okay, well, since you're gonna do it, you want the smartest people in the class, $80, $100 a pop. Write this paper, help me write this paper, or tell me what we supposed to write this paper on. That was nothing to me. Or like right now, I still be fucking up at 36 years old and procrastinating like fuck, but still be getting shit done. You can ask me right now and say you got something to do tomorrow. All I got to do is tweak it, or if you started it and you fucked up and you got a bad grade, hand it over here. I'm just fix it. It don't take me that long. And I still have traces of that self-sabotaging. And it took me till I was older to realize that's really self-sabotaging behavior.
Right. So
that procrastination shit.
So with self-sabotaging, I found that there are 10 concrete traits. So first and foremost, imposter syndrome. I live that every day of my fucking life. That's just a part of me. Basically, you don't think that you are capable of doing something that you are damn near an expert in.
In our case, because we're good at stuff,
right?
We don't feel like we're good enough to be sometimes in a certain space.
Exactly.
In certain spaces that we get invited,
we don't feel like we should be with people that we may consider to be experts or be like top of the class on some shit. Even though we've done just as much as work, maybe a little bit more. The only difference is they met the right people to uplift them in a way that we hadn't been uplifted in. And I feel like everybody has, been there before. Next is overthinking. Another thing I do all the fucking time. Bitch.
Ooh,
look, self-criticism. I still do.
Too hard on yourself, because I beat myself up. I beat myself the fuck
all
up
the time. I am my worst critic every time. Overindulgence. Out of focus. Bitch. ADD, ADHD, anxiety be kicking my fucking ass, bitch. All of it. Negativity, the way you speak to yourself, the way you think about yourself, the things that you surround yourself with, negative thoughts, people, environments. Nancy. Yes. Procrastination, which bitch, we have mastered that. Bitch got a PhD in procrastination. Okay.
Oh God.
Disorganization. Now, this is something I'm on the fence with. Like sometimes I can be very organized. Like I am very detailed oriented, but I have a chaotic order to the way that I do things.
I'm finna explain that, because going to therapy helped me figure out a lot of shit about myself. Right. Both individual and couples therapy. So with the therapist I have had to explain like my childhood and then her like decode it basically. So with that, being with a partner who's overly organized and who can only function in cleanliness and order. Right. And then I, as a creator, most people don't notice that most creative people like comedians, writers, different people in arts and entertainment, they have some form of clutter or dysfunction. Right. And I function better. I hate to even say this. I do be clean, y'all. But if y'all would have ever seen my home office, I literally just cleaned it like right before my birthday. Like I really just organized. I had like all our podcast shit. I got a new calendar that ain't open yet. I had all that shit strolled across my desk. Most creative people function with chaos. Yeah, this is very true. And it's been psychologically proven that most people do. Bitch, most creative people do. I lose most of my shit when it's clean. Exactly. I'd be like, oh, bitch, where did I put that? Right. But then when the shit is just mess, I can point in my office, to it. I can go find it with accuracy. And dating a person or being with a person who functions with cleaning or order or precise cleaning, it's kind of aggravating sometimes because they be moving my shit and I just be like, where'd you put XYZ? Right. And I do my best work in chaos.
Right. But they, again,
And
that's something you got to learn. That's
self-sabotaging.
self-sabotaging to an extent. I think to an extent. That's why I'm on the fence with that disorganization thing, because I feel like at some point it can be
to the way that you
self-sabotaging.
Feel like it's
on the other side of it, it can be organization. It can be clarity for you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something we'll dive into. Next is initiating conflict. Now, I low-key have this issue with when I'm dating someone. This was definitely a big issue for me when I was dating back in the past. If I find something that was like triggering for me, or something that kind of bothered me, I would say something. Or if things were just a little too calm, bitch, we about to find something.
So you was a toxic Tammy.
I definitely was. It's shit like, cause at one point when I was
find shit where you calm and find shit to argue about.
Cause I'm like, bitch, cause obviously you doing something. So what's good? What's tea? Cause we need to talk. What's going on? But it was like I wouldn't do big things, but it would be enough to where it'll be like, all right, bitch, you get on my nerves now. And I know I'm being a net. Like, I know I'm nagging. I know I'm doing it. And I'm just like, but there's no drama. Why is there no drama? And I didn't understand, like, bitch, you could be at peace yet. Like, there doesn't have to be drama all the time. But, I kind of got forced into that aspect because at one point, it was very much drama free. I was happy and all that. And then when you start meeting and fucking with people that cause excess drama, you get used to it and you think it's normal. And so when somebody doesn't bring that drama, you like, all right, bitch, what the problem is? Like, what's going on? Let's fight. Whatever.
Like, bitch, what you did?
Right.
Because you don't know no better.
Exactly.
You don't know no other way.
So it's like, I am more so getting out of that a lot more. Like, I'm towards like the I'm right at the finish line. So I'm understanding and knowing which battles to pick and which battles are more so self-inflicted and not my partner doing it to me.
And then too, when you get older, you be like, man, nigga,
you don't have time.
You don't
have time or energy.
And it takes too much energy. Like, I can honestly attest to this at 36. Like, don't come around me with that shit.
Right.
When you come with the toxicity and the mess and I feel like you pigpen from Charlie Brown. Like, you just got a lot of mess and dirt.
Right.
Like, don't come over here. You just get tired of it and you be like, there's another way.
Exactly.
And I'm not finna let you bother me.
Yes. Now, the last trait is comparison. And I think this is something that happens so often nowadays, especially with social media. You're seeing what everybody else is doing and how they're living. And you're like, well, why am I not living like that? Why am I not doing that? Oh, why am I just not good enough? Or what are they doing different than me? And you got to understand, people's journey is not your journey.
Exactly.
How they live their life, what they go through, who they meet is not for you. What's for you will be for you.
And the way that you live in your life is what is yours.
Exactly.
It's the path that you were supposed to be on.
Exactly. And I feel like for me, like I said, I've been on this self-sabotaging journey most of my life, okay? And I didn't realize it until recent, but I do this a lot, especially in my career, in like my work side, my professional side, and on romantically, I do this. I've done a lot. I'm gonna say this. I've been, first of all, y'all know I've been working since I was in fucking, what grade was it? That was like 7th, 8th grade, bitch.
I've been hustling with the book club.
Exactly. I've been hustling. I've been doing a lot of things. Like, my first major event was at 21, and I literally did that with $1 and a fucking dream, and people just holding me up and supporting me and making sure that it came true. And it did. It was a beautiful success. And ever since then, I've been doing so much. But I always fail to give myself my flowers. And I always forget what I have done, what I've been doing, what I'm still doing. Like, today, bitch, I didn't tell nobody really, but I've basically been producing films and starring in films and shit like that, bitch. And did I tell anybody? Really? No. But I never felt like I was that type of person. So why should I?
Because you think And I think this is why we're like this, because we both do it. You see it as you have this imposter syndrome where you feel like you're not good enough to be in a space, but then you also feel like you have this feeling of there's still more work to do. Like you ain't done, like you haven't already done this most amazing shit up to this point.
Right.
There's still so much more to do. There's bigger things to do. Like you see it as small peanuts.
Right.
And you don't, like you say, you don't give yourself flowers enough. Like you don't gas yourself up, and then you be sitting up here looking crazy at us when we be gassing you up and sharing your shit.
Yeah, and I be like, cause I'm like, bitch, I be, it's not that deep, y'all. Like, girl.
And we be like, bro, yes it is. And that goes to show, like, even when you self-sabotage, it's good to have a group of people around you that will because sometimes you just be like, damn, I didn't really do all that great, but they be like, bitch, yes, you did.
Right.
Like, you got to have the right people around you so that you don't take yourself too seriously, and you don't take the self-sabotaging thing too serious, so where you end up doing other behaviors, like more serious behaviors, like self-medicating, because you feel like you can't cut it, or, boozing, or doing drugs too much, or anxiety or comfort eating, or self-injury, because some people do
they harm
they feel
themselves,
they feel like, okay, I haven't done XYZ yet and I'm not good enough, and they really take it to heart, and they end up doing cutting themselves, and self-harm and shit. And it's like we
and that really, also comes with like depression and anxiety,
and then if you put too much pressure on yourself, also because you feel like you gotta not doing enough, I gotta do this and this.
Now, something I have realized with artists and creative individuals, we most of the time have that imposter syndrome, or we have this idea of what something is supposed to look like, or how it's supposed to end, the end result of something, or that vision. And when it doesn't come out exactly like that for us, we feel like we have failed. But we forget that everybody outside of us don't even know what the fucking vision is. They're just excited to see you put something out, no matter what it is.
Or half the people can't even execute what you're trying to do.
Exactly. So like when you beat yourself up about certain projects or certain visions or whatever it is that you have been working on, that you're currently working on, remember, the world does not know when you fucking up. You know how many events I've done where shit is in a disarray, bitch, shit's missing, people missing, all types of shit. But at the end of the day, everybody is like, oh my gosh, that was so amazing. And da-da-da. And I'm like, really, bitch? Did you?
I eat my birthday party from this shit.
Right, like you don't. Nobody knows what's going on,
literally,
unless you tell them what's going on.
Right, like nobody really knew that. Like days before the party, I didn't know if I was gonna have a DJ or not, but we had one, bitch, and it worked.
Right, everything's and it's the thing. Like everything is going to work out exactly how it's supposed to. It might not work out how you want it, but it's going to work out exactly how it's supposed to, and the love that you put into it will be received by the people that show up to see it.
Yes.
So no matter what, just allow your art to speak for itself, even if it does not come out exactly how you envisioned it. Give yourself, that's like your practice mode. Like even if you do one thing and you had this total vision for it and it didn't come out that way, this was your practice, just to see how you can do it, what you can change, what you could tweak, and then the next time you do it, you can make it better, improve it. That's why people do a lot of these fucking events. So y'all think the fucking Emmys, the first time they had an Emmy Awards, it went perfect.
I know that shit was fucked up.
It was trash. I'm very much sure it was trash. But the more that they did it, the more people got involved, the more people started to see their consistency. They started to see their growth. They were like, you know what? This is a brand I want to stand behind. This is something that I believe can give me accreditation and give me the accolades for my career to pop off. Like Emmys wasn't nothing when it started. The Grammys weren't anything when it started. The Billboards wasn't anything when it started. So you got to remember that everything has a starting place, but it's all about where you want it to end. And it will get the accolades. It will get the credibility. It will get all of that, the value, as you continue on and continue to be the best person that you are.
Bitch, in that vein, I keep thinking about why you were saying that. It was just so inspiring. Mardi Gras. That's the vein that Mardi Gras, the first Mardi Gras, I'm pretty sure was not like what it is today. I guarantee you it was not.
No.
I almost want to go back and be the nerd that I am and find like to see if
Like
they have
pictures and
original old pictures or like accounts of how the first Mardi Gras was. Because I know that shit wasn't fine-tuned and methodically tweaked to where it is today, to where like you got people from all over the world
wanted to come,
coming here
just to experience.
Just to put that on their bucket list for like when they die at the end of their life and they on their dip. Yeah, girl, I showed my titties at Mardi Gras.
I still don't understand why y'all do
I don't know why they do that either. I do not know why people do that.
But live your best life.
But not show your titties, cause why?
Girl.
And them beads, little do y'all know, them beads don't cost that much. Why you showing your titties?
Sense. They trashed. Anyway, people are dying behind beads. Animals are dying behind beads. Like, fuck those beads. Come on now.
But
give me the liquor. Give me the food, bitch.
Right? Give me the shit that I only eat one time a year.
Give me a fucking show. That's what I want.
Give me my king cake. On time, bitch. After January the 6th. Give me that.
Give me the Zulu ball without the fights. Like
without the Douce bottles busting overheads, please.
Give me that.
Yeah, give me those vibes. But you know what though? In researching for this episode, I try to figure out, and based on knowing both of us how we are, I wanted to know like why do we as people self-sabotage?
So I would like to answer that because I know for me, it's more so growing up. Mm-hmm. So this like it low key goes back to, I hate this fucking cliche ass term. It goes back to daddy issues for me. It does. It goes back to a time where I didn't feel like I was worthy enough, and I thought had to be something wrong with me, which is why he left.
Wow.
So that always played a role in everything that I did, in work and love, especially in fucking love. But I just don't be trusting motherfuckers.
Wow.
But it's just like, you know, and being criticized by family, being in a position where I wasn't old enough to really experience shit, but I experienced things and didn't feel like I had enough worth or enough knowledge or wisdom to overcome or to like give my input on stuff. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, you know, subconsciously I carried that through my life. And even though no matter how much I learned, no matter how smart I was, no matter what I did,
it still wasn't enough.
It still, to me, it wasn't enough, because to me, it was like I still was not able to get exactly what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And you have to separate what you really want from what you have and what's in front of you, and be grateful for it, because everything that you deserve is going to come later on. But if you're so fixated on this particular outcome, you'll never be able to appreciate or love the things that you got right in front of you.
Right. Because you're so focused on what else do I need to do?
Or what I don't have.
Right.
Yeah, you're so focused on what you don't have or what should be there or could be there.
And I think that plays a part in where we end up in life too. Is like how we operate from, if you don't know better, or if that's the way you always have been, you operate from an area of lack, or I don't have, or I can't do, I don't want to, you know.
And what I can say is like, I'm thankful that I was able to grow up with a mother who always instilled and reinforced love and self-worth in me.
Shout out to Gaynell.
Okay, shout out to you, Mom. Okay. But I'm glad that she was there to do that, because that helped me a lot mentally and emotionally, even though there was still those little nuggets that kept reminding me like, you know, are you really enough, girl?
But you have so much confidence, and I would have never guessed.
Girl, when
and we've been friends for a while now, and you have so much confidence, and the confidence kind of, for me, overtakes like whatever you think you lack.
And it does. And I had to I recently like realized that because what everybody else sees is not exactly what I feel. But again, that's why I have to, acknowledge those who came before me, who actually instilled it and showed the love that I needed to be extra confident and exude this energy to others. But I still fight my own demons, and that is a lot. And I feel like for me, no, I'm gonna ask, the question is, where in what area of your life do you feel like you self-sabotage the most, and why?
That's a that's a good ass question. I probably think I'm one. Okay, I'll say it like this to answer that question. In one way, I feel like because of past trauma and relationships are situations that happen, I feel like, I'm in this awesome relationship. I hate to keep saying it, but it's so fucking true. We have our
speak your truth.
Yeah, we have so much. We have problems just like anybody else. We're human. We're learning and growing through, both learning through our shit and past trauma, but not holding it against each other. So I'll say it like that. And in the beginning, once you go through like being with people that like, wasn't the best for you, you have to learn to like, and I've had to learn that over the years, with trust and not thinking that, and I still fuck up and do the shit. I did it yesterday. I sat in the car. We had a conversation about, I asked his honest opinion about me moving in a new direction health wise. And he was like, why the fuck would you? He looked at me like I was stupid. He said, why would you ask me about that? That's your decision. He was like, that's like asking me. That's like me asking you, can I go to the dentist and get my tooth pulled because it's a cavity?
And that's true. Nigga, what?
Because you are unlearning as you go.
Right.
But I feel like where I self-sabotage or used to was in the beginning of our relationship. Like I used to say dumb shit and be like, oh, well, how does this go? Just dumbass shit. And he'd be like, you really had to go through that? And I'd be like, yeah. And I'm trying not to mess it up. And then my grandma even knows that I self-sabotage in past relationships because the first time she met him, I took him for my nanny's funeral like a few years ago. And the first time she met him, she was like, I like him. And then she started asking him for money.
Oh, Lord.
Like, ma'am, you just met this man Friday.
This young man.
You just met him Friday. It's a funeral today and we leaving tomorrow. But she told him, she told me, she said, well, he seemed like a good man. Don't you mess this up this time.
Oh, Lord.
So even my grandma knows. But like, I would say that's not the biggest area, but that's one of them.
Yeah.
But the biggest is like with being a creative. I ain't gonna lie. I be procrastinating like fuck on a lot of shit. And I be wanting to give like what it deserves. Mm-hmm. But then like my hands be in so much other shit that I have to give one right here, one. Like, I want to give to each thing and I have to realize like, okay, you do one thing at a time.
Right.
Or else you're going to fuck this up.
Right.
Or being in like a networking situation. I got bad anxiety. Nobody ever knows.
I can't stand fucking networking.
No, nobody, man. And we had to do
Bitch, I would be in a corner with my drink and just.
And then you know what's so bad? Justin be encouraging me like, we go places. He be like, you better tell people what the fuck y'all be doing. I be like, Justin, we just out having a good time. He be like, you don't know who you gonna run into.
This is true.
I mean, I get the point. But in the same token, like, it is because it's like, why the fuck do I have to push the show on? Like, I feel like I'm forcing.
Right.
And I know our show is a great show, but I feel like, bitch, I'm just trying to have a drink to release my mind from the week. I'm not trying to find whatever it is the fuck you think I'm finna find.
Right. And you know what else I notice about myself is I really don't like talking about myself and what I'm doing. Mm-mm. Like I will talk about pretty much anything, bitch, because I like to know about a lot. Right. But when it comes to talking about myself, bitch, I don't be knowing what to say. I expect like One of my best friends, I love my girl Bobby. Anytime we are out, like, she is the outgoing one. She can talk to anybody about anything and just have, it could be small talk, bitch. It could be about this line on that fucking cup, bitch. She will have a whole conversation. But when it comes down to us explaining who we are, what we do, and networking in that aspect, hard. I can network for her and she networks for me. Like, I'll give all her accolades, be like, she do X, Y, Z, and this is why you need to fuck with her, because she did this. And then she will turn around and be like, because she do this and this is that. And I'd be like, damn, I wish I knew how to do that for myself.
Right? Oddly enough, when we be together, I feel the same way. I feel like you kind of like...
I can talk for everybody else, but when it come to me, bitch, I don't know, bitch. I'm just Brittany. That's who
and
I
then
am.
I be trying to not dumb myself down, but like I be trying to play it cool and play humble.
You humble yourself.
Because eventually, like, you got to be humble, because at some point you can't gas yourself up or big yourself up too much, because at some point somebody might see that as a challenge and try to knock you down a peg.
But is that really a bad thing, though?
No. Sometimes you need your ass knocked off your shoulders. Sometimes.
Right. I think you have to find that balance.
But I think because of the way I grew up and like my parents are like, always be humble. And my grandma said this while we would buy them during Idol. She was like, I always told you that smile and those manners would always take your places, which she was right. But like, sometimes I want to talk my shit. And because I've been taught to be humble and downplay me so much, I'm just learning how in my mid-30s how to do that.
Girl.
And that's part of self-sabotaging, because I don't think I'm doing enough.
Right.
And like I said, Jada sometimes will be like, do you know what you've done? When you be going down the list, she said, I'm going to go down the list for you, because you trying to play it too safe to the vest. Like and same thing with you. Like, do you know what y'all did? Do y'all know how many people y'all be impacted? We just be like, shit, we just doing the show. Like,
honestly, I don't see it. But y'all let me know. Fuck, I don't be seeing it.
Niggas be talking about we be preaching. I'm just like, bitch, we just work. We doing this show.
Really be talking.
Like, yeah.
We just speak our truth. So yeah.
And if
it relates, right. If it relates, great. Like, that's amazing. That's always the goal. But if it don't, honestly, I don't give a fuck, because guess what? I'm still gonna talk my shit. It just is what it is. But stop. But to answer my own question.
Yeah, I was about to say to answer your own question.
My biggest area where I self-sabotage is definitely romantically. It's romantic. Like, girl, I done been fucked over so many times for no reason, for not understanding. And I'm just sitting back and asking myself, like, well, what the fuck did I do? Did I do something wrong? And was I not enough? Like, I didn't got cheated on. I didn't got played to the left. I like, niggas will sit up there in your face and tell you how much they love you, like you, think you just this amazing woman, but then turn around and be with Keisha, Tanya,
and then 6 months later, confess.
No, got a baby on the way.
Oh shit! See,
all types of shit. Like,
I had that one. I just had a confession 6 months after the fact.
No, like, what the fuck?
Oh damn, we got a whole baby.
And I'm like, well, what the fuck did I do? How can you tell me I'm so amazing and then do all of this? And then I've also been told multiple times, like, I'm intimidating people for whatever they think I'm just up here, and I'm just like, bitch, I'm really just average. Like, I'm real.
I'm just regular.
Just talk to me, baby. But like, yeah, love. Being in, like, dating, the romantic scene for me it's a shaky fucking boat, bitch. It's like the Titanic, motherfucker. Like, it's really bad, because like things, I feel like I've been hurt so much that I'm always looking for something to happen.
Or either you're defensive, and then that way, when something does happen, you be like, "Well, bitch, I'm not surprised."
Right, and I'm defensive because I've been hurt so much. I've been let down so many times that I already built up this. I already have this wall up. I already have this gate with the fucking Rottweilers. I got the little swirly things with the pricks. I got the electrocuted fence. Like, I got everything up already, bitch. And it's like I I'm anticipating something to go wrong. And in me anticipating that, if anything seems like it's going to be some fuck shit, I'm automatically ready to call it out and be like, because this is what you're doing and I'm not with it. And I'm just like, pretty, you got to chill.
And then sometimes you realize you be messing up.
I be messing up situations sometimes. Most of the time I be right. Most of the time I have been right. But I will say, like, for instance, more recent, someone that, you know, I was interested in or I am interested in, and I don't like people a lot. Like, I really don't like niggas like that. Like, I love niggas, but I don't really like niggas like that. I do not like them in my
She don't. And I know this for a fact. We've been we've been somewhere and they just, you know, because they know not to bother me because I just look uninterested. But then here they go over there and she just be like,
no.
Just be sitting there just looking crazy.
Like, no. Why you talking to me like...
And they be like, why you gotta act like that?
Because, bitch, I don't want you. But, it's like...
And they be like, no, girl, I want you, WON apostrophe.
But for real, like, I don't really like a lot of, you know, people. Like, I'm attracted. I find people attractive, but I don't like them to the point where I want them in my space, where I want to talk to them often or anything like that. So when I do find somebody that I'm like, you know what, I want to talk to you, I want to see you a little bit more. You know, I like what you're bringing over here. I like what you bring to the table, you know? So when I do get there, that is a scary moment for me, because then now I have to admit that I like somebody. Bitch, that is hard. First of all, because I'm all gangsta out in these streets. Because
she don't like people.
I'm all gangsta out in these streets, bitch. I don't like nobody. The fuck? Who? No. Okay. But as the older I get, I'm like, you have to be able to say that shit out loud. You got to let somebody know that you like them, because they can't read your mind. You have to let somebody know how you feel, because they can't read your mind. And right. I'm thinking everybody out here was just related to Miss Cleo and that's Raven, bitch. And obviously they're not. Obviously they're not. And that's like, I will just self-sabotage. I'm pretty sure I done messed up some really good ones. I have. Shout out to y'all, because y'all was some dope ass niggas. Y'all was some dope ass means, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't. And it was only like a good probably two of y'all. It was really only two of y'all. The rest of y'all can kick rocks. Y'all can kick rocks with open toe sandals, okay, bitch? Because I know.
One time I told Justin, like, this was early in our relationship. I told him, I was like, I don't know how the fuck we got in this conversation, but I told him, I was like, you know what? If you was to ever cheat on me, I just shrug and just be like, all right. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd just be disappointed. He was like, why? I said, because I've been cheated on a couple times. And I said, the last nigga that cheated on me, he waited 6 months to confess that he cheated. And I just looked at him and I was just like, well, shit. I said, I'm not mad at you. And I looked at him with the biggest fucking smirk on my face, because my face tells a whole story that my mouth don't. And anybody that knows me knows that. Exactly. And I just looked at him. I was like, oh, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. He said, you're not mad? I said, And then I broke up with him literally the next week. Girl. Because, yeah. And I had to be honest with Justin, because I'm like, okay, if you was to ever do that, again, I would not be mad at you. I'd just be hella disappointed, because I expected more of you. I thought more of you, and giving people, and I think this goes past relationships, and giving people a chance to be in your space. Right. You expect a certain amount of like respect or a certain amount of honesty to a degree. And then, you know, when people just prove you wrong, you just like, well, shit. Exactly. That's always my answer for everything.
But you know what else I've learned also with expectations? When you have expectations, that's when you get let down the most. Mm-hmm. I feel like the word expectations should be changed out with standards. Right. So once you have your set standards of what you look for from someone, what your like bare minimum is, and if they don't live up to that standard, then you need to let them go. But if you expect somebody to do something constantly, you're going to keep expecting, because you're just hoping that they're gonna live up to it.
And then that's how you get let the fuck down.
Exactly. You leave too much room for possibility to happen instead of just being very, strict about what it is that you want, being very, head on and have that requirement. Because if you passing the test, you can't make an A if you don't get at least a fucking, a 94?
A 75. That's a C. That's a high. No, that ain't even a high. Yeah, that is a high C.
What's an A? Start off is 94, right?
No, 90 to no.
I thought 90
no,
was
it's 84 to like 97. I think it's 80. No,
that's
that's a B. So no, it's from 90 to 97.
Dang, I thought they've
changed the rubric.
They make the bitches dumber. That's what it is.
So yeah, so like an 80 to 88, maybe
those are
like
the
a B or
rules.
something.
Those are rules. If you as long as you make that 90 to make an A, you have an A. But if you make an 89, you might be 0.2 points off.
And bitch, I'm not bumping you up.
You didn't make the grade. So guess what? You're down here. So if you can't make my average, whatever your fucking average, you can't make that average grade, that's where you at. And I can't fuck with you. And I think more people need to adhere to that.
Use that rubric.
Right. Like have your bare minimum. What is your bottom line? Like if that person cannot give you your bottom line, then you need to stop fucking with them. And that's friends, that's work, that's relationships, everything. All types of relationships. That's professional. That's when you picking up food, bitch. When you go into restaurants, like everything should have a bare minimum. If it cannot meet your bare minimum, that is okay. Don't be mad. That's like, you know what? That's not your fault. It's not your fault as the person setting the bar. It's their fault.
Right. For not following.
Know what? And I don't want to say it's their fault because they might not even be ready to reach that
or they might
yet.
just be so they might just be so used to toxicity and shit.
They're not ready.
And dysfunction that they may not be ready for even just a peaceful transition. And you just have to quit fucking with it.
Exactly. So again, like it's nobody's fault. It's just the rules are the fucking rules and you just gotta go with it.
Like bitch, I said what the fuck I said.
Exactly, and you got to stand on it too. Please make sure you stand on it because I've had that problem. I be having that problem sometimes. I be saying shit, bitch, but I don't stand on it. But bitch, this time I'm standing on it.
And that's part of the tools to combat self-sabotaging.
Yes, let's get into that
because we need some tools. So that's one. I got
10. I got 10.
I got a few. So we did some research for this one.
So the first thing is being self-aware and owning your truth. So again, like I said, knowing what your bottom line is, knowing who you are and what you are willing to tolerate. If it falls under the intolerable fucking traits, intolerable fucking attitudes, behaviors, whatever, stop fucking with it, period. Stop trying to live for potential shit. Next is changing or switching the way that you think about things. Instead of finding the negative in everything, find a positive. You feel like if it's fucking cold outside, bitch, and you wasn't expecting that, it's okay. I got a fucking coat. If you ain't got a coat, then maybe you need to stay inside. I don't know.
or look, for the times, if you go in a building and you ain't got no mask or you ain't got no COVID test, just think about, okay, I got a mask. Maybe I gotta, I'll figure out what to do.
Right. Yeah. You just find the silver lining in situations. Give yourself grace. And this is a huge one. You have to give yourself grace because you're human and you're not going to always be perfect and everything's not going to always go your way. You might fucking erupt, with emotions for whatever reason. Don't be mad at yourself. Like just allow yourself to be who you are and then adjust from there. You got to give yourself grace. Like we make fucking mistakes, y'all. It's okay. Next is self-discipline, which I have a hard time with that. Ooh, girl.
Shit, we both do.
But what I've learned is you have to start small and then grow from there. Like if you're trying to have a healthy living or, work out more, don't just jump into working out 5 days a week.
I was just about to, I came here to say just this because I'm getting back in the gym, y'all, and I can't go back to when I was vegan. I'm working out and doing yoga 6 days a week. I got to ease back into that.
Start with a day.
Or like if you say, I want to change my diet like my mama did. My mama was like, I'm thinking about going vegan because I got high blood pressure. Mom, you can't just ease. I mean, you can't. It's best to ease. You can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna eat a bacon sandwich today, but then I'm gonna eat
tomorrow. I'm
gonna eat some kale. I'm gonna eat a kale and some olive oil, sauteed mushrooms.
Some collie wings. Bitch.
Like, girl, you just ate bacon yesterday for breakfast. A bacon sandwich. You can't. Like B said, you can't with any transition, any new thing that you're trying. You can't just jump into that shit like you've been doing it. You gotta
ease on it and start with one day. Start with a couple of minutes. Yeah. Like
don't go to the gym. Like I'm gonna start going to the gym. Back to the gym Saturday. I'm not gonna do 6 days a week like I used to. I got to ease back into
right. That. And it's okay as long as you start. That's the best discipline you can do.
And start and positive talk yourself. Yeah, with anything, you got to gas yourself up.
Exactly. Next, organize your space and your time. Now, you know, somebody like me, organization is pretty hard. But I am getting the hang of scheduling my time, being more
time management.
Yeah, time management is huge for me because I have no concept of time, people. I have no concept of time or concept of money. Don't ask me. I don't have it. Like,
why did you?
I don't. Like, I feel like time and money just keep flowing. So why do I need to count it? Why do I need to be on it like that?
That's an affirmation, though.
It is. It definitely is. But you also have to be aware
and be realistic.
You gotta be realistic. Like, you know damn well you ain't got no money in your bank. Why are you going to this 5-star restaurant, girl? How you about to pay? You know, and you could speak as many affirmations and the shit be working. Somebody just might pay for you. You never know. But you know, you have to be more realistic. You have to be more responsible and take accountability. Like, come on, y'all. Let's just be real about it. As far as your space, I think you should make your space as organized as possible for your well-being, for the way that you can. Like, I have to at least have one little corner that is just dysfunctional as fuck, because if it's not, then am I really living life? Like,
no, hell no.
Yeah, I can't do that. I need to have at least one corner.
Like, I think I fixed my nightstand. Like, that's my little dysfunctional corner. Is my nightstand on my
side
of bed.
I literally have two. I have like my little desk office area that is filled with just like boxes of papers and books and shit. And then, as being a single person, I like to feel like I am sleeping with someone. So I sleep with like buku pillows, and I sleep with like my work, my book sack, my laptop, books, like be all in my.
I have a whole person that sleeps with me, and I still got buku pillows. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I got two dysfunctional spaces. I take that back. My nightstand on my side of the bed, I got a vase of flowers. I always try to buy myself a bouquet of flowers once a week, or at least twice a week, or whatever. And I have, like, you know, my little positive self-help books and shit in my journal. And then my other dirty dysfunctional space is our spare bedroom. I still got boxes of notebooks and books and shit that I ain't put on the bookshelf yet.
Just all over them.
Shit that I halfway read. Christmas box with lights. Christmas wrapping. All kind of old shit in there. And I know I need to clean it out, but it works for me, and he don't go in there.
Right. So yeah, you just got to figure out what works for you, because everybody cannot just be organized to the T. It's just not realistic. Excuse me. Next is a gratitude list. Being able to write out the things that you are thankful for, the things that have been good to you, for you, with you, like being grateful. Because once you are grateful for what you have and you treat it right, more blessings start to come. Like, more things start to happen for you. It becomes easier to breathe. It becomes easier to think positive. It becomes easier to do better, you know? Next is having self-control. That goes back to being self-aware. When if you know you got a badass temper, you need to learn how to control that shit. If you know you smart at the mouth, you need to know how to control that shit, because you don't need to say something every fucking time. Learn how to pick your battles.
Yeah,
you got to.
That's one thing I had to learn. You can't always have the last word, bitch, because what's the point of you having the last word? And then they say something else, and then it's just
gonna keep going. You're just
like,
keep
shut
going.
the fuck up, because with your point gonna get across one way or another. If you in the right, just shut up.
Right. And it also
just
goes with like food, with overspending.
Oh yeah.
Like too much sun sometimes, too much selfishness, too much giving your energy out.
Gluttony.
Like y'all need to learn how to, control, pull back a little bit. Save some for yourself. Save some for others.
Save some for yourself. Shit.
Yeah. More importantly, save some for yourself. And last but not least, setting goals. No matter how big, how small, set fucking goals for yourself. Like I've started doing this thing where in my notebook I will write out different things I need to do or need to complete, no matter how big, how small. It could be like, girl, you need to wash your clothes today, or you need to water the plants, or you need to start doing research for XYZ. Like that's being able to check those boxes off and, cross things off your list. That releases a certain type of chemical. I don't know the name of it, but a dopamine, and you feel great about yourself.
As if when you come, because
I'm
sorry to you,
you're releasing.
Yeah, like it could just be the smallest thing. I don't know how many sticky notes I have on my desk at work of shit that I need to do. Every time I check one off, I get like this huge sense of like gratification.
Right,
it's almost like an orgasm for real, because it's like, damn, I did that.
You're literally releasing a stressor, or you're releasing a bag from out of your fucking luggage. Like you're releasing more shit. And the more you release, the lighter your load is, the lighter your bags are. Okay. Erica been singing about this for years, y'all. Come on now. What else?
Journaling about things that are mounting up. Because, just to release things, aside from making those goals for the week or those week or daily goals, if I got to do X, Y, Z, versus those daily goals or weekly, just journaling, being like, okay, I did this week, to give yourself some credit. I did this week, or I have this left to do at this last part of the week. I do it all the time. And I feel like a little kid sometimes when I get shit done. I'll be like, damn, like last week. Well, when this show come out. But like when I did like the week of my birthday party, I still had things to do. But like every day I was knocking things down so that I didn't feel overwhelmed the day of the party. And I was able to, thank God for my event planner, Miss Catherine. Y'all follow her, C. Romero Events on Instagram. But like, because I hired her and she was able to take the load off of me for things that I would have to get done, that made it so much better coming to my party the day of. And I was so much more relaxed, because whatever Catherine needed me to do, she would let me know, and I would check it off my list each day of this. I did this. I was able to rest, and not be stressed, and be fucking happy coming into my party. The people I wanted to show up showed up pretty much. We had a kick-ass time because I was not stressed, because I did the work leading up to the event. And I journaled about, shit I had to get done that was a little bit difficult.
Right.
And journaling helps a lot, because it just takes so much off of you.
And you know what? One major thing that we have not mentioned to combat self-sabotage, taking your ass to fucking therapy.
Oh, nigga.
Ooh, because honestly, there are things that you need to unpack, and everybody cannot become self-aware unless somebody is able to help
with
them
a little bit
see
of help.
It. Yeah, like everybody is not, capable of seeing themselves in the mirror, and that's okay. You might need a little help, and ask for it. Just ask for a little help. If you go to therapy, I promise you they will help you see you for who you are, and you'll be able to then become self-aware. Then you'll be able to implement all these other little things into your life to help you stop self-sabotaging.
Therapy definitely gives you tools to stop self-sabotaging. They help you realize, that you're doing it.
Right.
Once you start talking to them and telling them that I do X, Y, Z, and they help you stop doing it, but they give you the tools, the correct tools, instead of self-medicating or, alcohol or, whatever you may be doing, anxiety, stress eating, or whatever. They give you healthy tools,
right,
to combat the self-sabotaging and get you to a better space.
exactly.
So where you're equipped to deal with when life be lifing, because we have to be honest, life do be lifing
all the time,
a lot.
And some of the times when life is lifing is because we made a fucking decision that caused life to life in the way that it did. Like, honestly, that's just what it is.
It's just a repercussion.
It really is. Like, it's because of the choices you make sometimes why your life decided to take the turn that it took. And we have to, as individuals, you have to be able to acknowledge that, and you need to take responsibility, be accountable for like, okay, well, I did this fuck up, I made this mistake. Now how do I fix it? How do I make it better? How do I, put things back in order so that I can live a more positive, prosperous, successful, whatever your goal is, your end goal, to get towards that journey or that goal, you got to figure it out. Like,
accountability is a big one when it comes to self-sabotaging, and you just said a mouthful, and I completely agree.
Yes,
you got to be accountable. You got to be like, I fucked up.
Yes,
and you just got to own it.
And if you need to apologize.
Yes, sometimes, bitch, it's okay to apologize.
Look, like, I really was in a situation where I felt myself sabotaging. Like, I went off, and I knew I
it's like,
came
bitch,
back
I'm
and
sorry.
I thought about it, and I was like, fuck, Brittany, like, girl, it wasn't even that deep, sis. I feel like you were projecting in that moment. You thought it was something, but it really wasn't. Did you go back and read? Did you go back and like replay this situation? And I had to, like, you know what? I do apologize. This is where I was coming from. I was coming from this space, and it was not meant for you. It just kind of poured over into the situation.
And sometimes you just really have to say, bitch, I'm sorry.
Right. And then, and if the person really fucks with you, they are going to receive what you're telling them, and they are still going to show you love. They're still going to love on you, like on you, whatever the case may be. They're going to be there. They're going to stay there.
And even if they don't fuck with you, they have the right to not fuck with you anymore. And forgive you in their own space and time, and you leave it the fuck alone.
Right.
And stop fucking talking to them if that's where they are.
It is. Yeah. It's just, you just got to be able to come to terms with the consequences of all of your actions, no matter what it is.
Absolutely.
Girl, but again, bitch, we was preaching a deal.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, like, self-sabotaging, that's a thing that really I still struggle with, and TD Dom still struggles with. It's something that I know a lot of people, a lot of my peers, a lot of elders have, a lot of young people they deal with this self-sabotaging mentality, and I feel like it's something that we as a group of people, as a community, need to help others realize. Like, if you see somebody doing amazing work, make sure you tell them. Just let them know. You don't have to know them. You don't have to fuck with them, any of that. But if you see somebody doing something great, double tap, like it. Be like,
share
oh, that's
it.
amazing.
Tell somebody else that may need them.
Right. Like, it's okay to do that. That helps with people feeling down about themselves, doubting themselves, not feeling like they are capable. That helps a lot, because it's usually the strangers in the room that give those accolades, that give those congratulations, that surprise you the most. It's always a beautiful thing to have your friends do it, but it's those people that you didn't even know knew you, that surprise you and make you realize, like, oh wow, I am doing something great.
It's like, I didn't even know you saw me.
Right. Like, you see me, like, for real. But again, everything's being self-sabotage is a normal thing, but it doesn't have to keep going. It doesn't have to keep flourishing unless you just keep feeding that monster. And hopefully you picked up a lot of fucking gems today and left the crumbs on the floor so that you can starve that little bitch and you can really be the amazing being that you're supposed to be.
Yes.
So with that being the closing out of everything, make sure that you guys check us out on Instagram and Twitter at RPB _podcast. Send us emails, interact with us. DMs, not emails, but DMs, interact, comment, like, share. Make sure you visit our YouTube channel, y'all. We need y'all to keep, viewing these episodes.
Leave us a comment.
Leave us some comments, like, share, all of that. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your teedie, all of them. Let them know about rum punch and beignets. Like, girl. Also, if you do have any topics you want us to talk about, if you are interested in being a guest, make sure that you email us at rpandandbpodcast@gmail.com. Also, make sure to visit bootcrewmedia.com for all exclusive content and to visit our sister and brother podcast. It's the holidays, y'all. So I hope y'all are getting ready, and we are making sure to get some exclusive content out to y'all very soon. Just make sure you guys are, staying abreast of everything. Make sure you're watching our social medias. We are going to be posting some things, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, until next time, y'all.
Wash your hands, wash your ass,
and wear your fucking mask. Okay.
We love y'all.
Peace.